Photographer's getting a very weird skin, and it looks like we might possibly getting some steampunk themed skins soon. For more news like this, stick around for this week's episode of This Week in Identity 5. Welcome back everyone to another episode of This Week in Identity 5, and we've got quite a lot of random information to talk about today. Let's quickly talk about what we got last week. Last week we got the S tier package for Barmaid that came along with the S tier skin that is sea salt mocktail skin, plus her A tier accessory that is her glasses that actually goes on her eyes instead of on her hip. And this is purchasable both in a package for a special price, or you can buy them separately, I think, for fragments and so on. This is a really nice skin, and it obviously kicks off with summer, as summer is slowly approaching because June is just around the corner. I've already seen this skin in game and it does look very nice. We got two different events last week. We got the 520 game lovers event that by completing some quests you can receive some rewards, including fragments, clues, spyglasses, and I think also some A tier unlock cards and stuff like that are only temporary, sadly. This was a small little event, but it was a nice one, not something super special. We also got the Koa 5 2022 Champions event, where we got a discount on all of the characters that were played during Koa 5. That was, I think the discount was 20%, but only for echoes. We also got quite a lot of adjustments, and some of them being more major than others. One of the biggest changes was something that NetEase had been talking about for quite a while, was improving the game for beginner players, making it a little bit easier for survivors to win, but also making it pretty much the same or more difficult for survivors to win in later tiers. Their first implementation of this has come, and it is the adjustment of the perfect calibrations and failed calibrations. So depending on which tier you are, and I don't know if this affects rank or not, I hope it doesn't, because this makes it feel like if you are in a tournament, the lower your rank, the faster you can do codes. So I'm not sure how this will affect tournament gameplay. Tiers 1 and 2, if they complete a perfect calibration, will get 2% buff, and if they fail a calibration, they won't lose any progress. Tier 3 and 4 will lose 1% if they fail, will gain 2% if they get a perfect calibration. Tiers 5 and 6, if they fail, will lose 1%, and if they get a perfect calibration, they'll get 1%. And tier 7 plus, if they fail, they will lose 2%, and if they get a perfect calibration, they will get 1%. So this is a small change, but it's actually quite big. And I feel like it could be abused for tournaments, because you could just lower your level to be able to, when you participate in a tournament, just so that you can get a faster decoding speed. I'm not really sure what this is all about. Other Cypher Machine changes they added was that they made the vibrating more noticeable for hunters. I believe that there were some angles that they mentioned that were less noticeable, so they've made it a little bit more visible around the map for hunters to see this. I think this is great, because one of the most things that beginners find most difficult as when they're playing hunter is they can't really see the wiggling Cypher Machines, and it does take some practice to see it, that is true. Another little adjustment to help hunters along is that they've increased, or they've improved, the amount of time it takes to start moving after a hunter has landed on the ground, only if they weren't attacking in the swing though. So this is going to motivate players, I guess, to stop just randomly swinging at the air. There was something that I have talked about in previous shorts videos, that it doesn't actually increase your speed at all. In some cases it actually slows you down. This is even more reason to not just swing randomly, and only swing when you know that you're going to hit someone on the way down. It says for only some characters though, but they didn't actually specify which characters, so if you know which characters were changed, please tell me down below. Blackjack mode got an adjustment. Yay, they're balancing it, or trying to at least. Prisoner has now been adjusted to get only one shock per match. I'm not sure if this means per match or per round, but NetEase is not really clear on this, because Thief is also only getting one high-powered flashlight per match, or per round, again I'm not completely sure. And Entomologist's swarm of insects will only be able to take one hit before they dissipate. I don't really follow Blackjack meta. Something that some people are annoyed about, and I'm not completely sure exactly why, but I do think that there are some weird changes to it, but I do think it was something that was necessary, was that they have adjusted some of the roles that some of the survivors have. When you click on their pages in the book, you'll be able to see, or before, you'll be able to see which roles these characters were designed to be for example, rescue, decoder, assist, or contain. But this is something that was really weird, because some characters just definitely weren't part of a certain tier and they were just not played that way. And I do think that they've changed some of these characters and they've done quite well. For example, Forward is now not a main rescuer but a secondary rescuer, and he's more of an assist, and I do think this is exactly what he is. or at least he's not really just a main rescuer. His abilities are used sometimes to rescue, but most of the time are used to assist or just to kite in general. These kind of adjustments are good and do help players who are beginners once again to choose which characters they want to pick and also understand how each character is supposed to be played, so when they go and see some videos on YouTube, they will understand exactly why they're in that position. Let's talk about what we're going to get this week, and they've confirmed at least a couple of things. One of them is there's a new event. They keep on dropping new events every week now, it seems, and they're only small events usually, so I'm not sure why. They might be waiting for something super special that's coming up in the summer. I'm not sure. Okay, we're getting the Children's Day event, and it's not just for children. By participating in this event, you can receive clues, fragments, spyglasses, a special portrait, and a special portrait frame, and much more. Some of these are going to be done by logging in, I think, and also by doing special quests, and others will be unlocked by the whole server reaching a certain point, as far as I understand from their poster. I must say that the special portrait is not too special, but the portrait frame is pretty funny, and I do think that it's a really nice one. This is one of my favorite ones that they've introduced for quite some time, and I do think that people will probably be rocking it for a while, those who enjoy having a little bit of a fun rainbow on their portrait frame. On the 29th of May, we'll be getting Batter's character day. I think this is his second character day, I'm not completely sure. But this is really cool because, once again, he's a very popular character and people will be able to get more of his stuff, portrait or portrait frame, depending on if this is first or second character day. That's pretty much all that's been guaranteed for this week, and once again, it just feels like NetEase is not kind of giving enough information in time for us to be able to learn about what we're supposed to be getting each week. There'll probably be some other adjustments. Maybe we'll get the Cipher Machine adjustment. I'm not really sure. Did they scrap that idea? Are they going to implement it? Let's talk about what we're going to be getting in the future. Well, first of all, you guys have probably already seen this, but Photographer is getting his one skin. Some people are really against this skin, think it doesn't look very nice. Others do think it's quite cool. And this skin is called the Hangover skin, and it will be available, as far as I can tell, on the 2nd of June. I think it's a really cool skin. He's kind of a little bit disheveled. Of course, one series is meant to be what happens if they never ever went to the manor. And for some reason, Photographer gets drunk. I'm not completely sure why, at least that's the design of the skin. Season 21 Essence 2's skins were just revealed just this morning. For you guys, it would have been yesterday, but for me, this is this morning because I recorded this the day before. We just got revealed the Doctor's S tier skin that is very fancy, I must say. I wasn't expecting to like Doctor's S tier skin, but it's actually quite nice. And I'm really excited about this. Nightmare and Novelist are both going to be getting skins that are A tiers. I really like Nightmare one, and I think it's quite cool what Novelist has. I need to see it better in its kind of in-game shape instead of the artwork, but I think it looks really cool. And I'm interested to know if Nightmare Novelist will always get skins together, and does that mean that, for example, Lucino, the Professor, and also the Evil Reptilian will also get skins together, and Weeping Clown and Smiley Face, will they always get skins together? This is just something interesting and I would like to know. For B tiers, we'll be getting Lucky Guy, that of course makes sense. I think the theme for this essence is a casino, and I do think that their skins are really cool. So Lucky Guy, of course, does deserve to get a casino skin. Violinist is getting yet another B tier skin. I think he's slightly getting too many. Embalmer's getting a B tier, and Toy Merchant is getting one. I think Toy Merchant does deserve a little bit more love. She does have some good skins, but she needs a little bit more B tiers maybe. And this is something that I've tried to do a little bit of research into, but we've got another crossover revealed, and it is the Kamati Moon Animal Factory crossover. So from my research, NetEase has already done a crossover with another one of their games with this same person, the person that's behind this. If you check out the hashtag, you'll see who it is specifically. And this is a steampunk themed person. It's more of a brand, but it's also a person. And one of their games, Super Mecha Champions, did a crossover with this man, where he actually helped design 2 or 3 different steampunk themed skins and also a full steampunk map. NetEase, are you saying that we might possibly be getting a couple of steampunk themed skins and possibly a map? I'd be okay with that, even if it was just a map for like a specific game mode instead of being a proper quick match map. Maybe something like duos, or tarot, or maybe even this dodgeball game mode. I would accept that. I really, really would. So yes, please Netties, I would love to see some steampunk stuff. I am a big fan of the steampunk style. Moving on to the talk in the manor, where I respond to your comments that you guys left on my recent video. Castiel's Crematorium says, "This is such a good idea. I hope this becomes a series." This is in response to my fun video where I used the shock ball and stuff. If you guys have watched it, you know exactly which video I'm talking about. People are asking if it could become a series, if I will do this again. I didn't have any plans originally of making this into a series, but if I can think of enough good ideas, of which some people have already put some interesting ones in the comments, then maybe I might make a second part to this video. But I do need to create some very solid ideas if this is going to be the case. Krusty Cribbit says, "I don't think it was intended to be played this way." This is in response to the title of the video that's called, of course, Playing IDV the Way It Was Intended. How do you know that this is not the way that Netties intended? Have you talked to them? Have you spoken to them? As far as I know, this could be the way that they intended it. But no, you do have a good point. It's not exactly the way it was meant to be played, but it was kind of in a way. Hoodfella says, "Try Gamekeeper. You can put down a trap and then let them struggle out to the trap." This is in response to the video that I did that is the basement challenge, where you're only allowed to put survivors on chairs in the basement and nowhere else. I guess this is probably the best solution. I hadn't thought about using this. The problem is that even if you do get one person on a chair, it just takes such a long time. So you somehow need to manage slowing down the cipher machines, because even if you get one person eliminated, how are you supposed to get a 4K or possibly even just a tie even is quite difficult unless they really, really mess up and they all come down to rescue. So I guess you do have a good point. Maybe I will try this Gamekeeper strategy. I like it very much. What do you think they're going to do about this whole Kamati Moon steampunk style crossover? Do you think they'll add some skins and possibly a map? Or do you think it's just going to be something a little less important and less impactful? Tell me down in the comments below. And whilst you're down there, remember to like and subscribe and check out my Black Phoenix Plus channel, where I do lots of news updates, and I also have a TikTok that's in the description. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye bye.